Taiwan's Pratas or Dongsha Island, a windswept atoll more than 400 kilometers from Taiwan, closer to Hong Kong than to Taipei. It is the new focal point for cross-strait tensions. After it merged in Taiwan's legislature, that China has discussed an invasion of the island. An admission from Taiwan's national security chief.
这个坦白讲，跟委员报告他们内部有辩论过了。
所以你有看到就对了啦。
不，我们当然有一定的了解了。
Legislators grilled Chen, keen for an insight on what could be China's next step in its bid to put military pressure on Taiwan.
There are, I believe, a few hundred Taiwanese soldiers stationed on this island. So how does China propose to do this without a great loss of life? Anything that leads to the loss of Taiwanese lives would provoke strong reaction in Taiwan mainland itself, as well as other parts of the region.
Amid threats and suspicion across the strait, Chen's revelation is significant, but it came with a caveat that an attack is not imminent.
他要用这种攻占东沙、以战逼谈的这个剧本，那么我们的判断、评估，在蔡总统任内他不会了。
Pratas Island, claimed by both Taiwan and China, is one of the flashpoints amid myriad overlapping territorial disputes in the sensitive South China Sea.
It would also be a strategic miscalculation, I think, on China's part if it does take the first line of conflict into Dongsha Island, because this would also bring a lot of fear and anxiety in the South China Sea, other claimants in this part, because this is considered kind of one of the strategic points, right, of contestation of all these territorial disputes China has, not just with Taiwan, but with all these other claimants in ASEAN countries.
The US warned that Beijing planned to bring Taiwan to the negotiating table by force before 2027, backed by a nuclear arsenal of 700 warheads, according to the latest report from the Pentagon. There have been increased discussions in Washington about its support for Taiwan. This week, the US's top military official said that the US has the capability to defend Taiwan, with support also coming from the State Department.
Our defense relationship with Taiwan is and has been guided by the Taiwan Relations Act. We will uphold our commitments under that act. We'll continue to support Taiwan's self-defense, and will continue to oppose any unilateral actions that seek to change the status quo.
Republicans have introduced the Taiwan Deterrence Act that would authorize spending $2 billion a year to help the island boost its defenses. Discussion on how and whether China will attack Taiwan and what the US response will look like rumbles on. But Taiwan is clear on one point.
咱无可能在伊武力的逼合之下，咱就这谈判做。伊要用战争以战逼谈，这是无可能的代志。
Taiwan knows better than anyone the risk the country faces, and that its defense ultimately lies in its own hands. But it is also adamant that the future of Taiwan will be decided by its people, not a belligerent neighbour. Chen and Glauert for TaiwanPlus.